On the inside corner. Nothing but strikes from Greg McMichael. Same spot, same call. Truck stays alive, 0-2. These two have faced each other 3 times. Truck has drawn 2 walks and made an out the other time, so he's 0 for 1 officially against Greg McMichael.
Truck's lost a little weight, hasn't he?
He has.
Yeah.
A lot thinner. He was on a conditioning program over the winter. I think it's with conditioning guru Mackie Showstone. Down low, 1-2.
Dalton with an 8-1, I should say, Jim Fregosi with an 8-1 lead took out some of his regulars, and rightfully so. He thought he had enough to hold Atlanta off.
2-2. And 10,000 or so amateur umpires trying to give Jerry Lane a little help on that call. Truck stays alive. A lot of those umpires were even facing the field when they made the call. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, those Dark Sox could be back tomorrow after that rally. Superstition.
Ground ball. McGriff is there. Give it to McMichael. 1, 2, 3. Go the Phillies. McMichael does his job. We go to the bottom of the 10th. 1 run is all it'll take.
If you're into fish, open your eyes. Long John Silver says something new you should try.
They got glasses.
69 cents is all. Get them both. Just 69 cents with any meal or snack.
Can you believe that? They got glasses.
Yeah, you better go fish. The reason is clear. And Long John Silver's fun-fish glasses are here. And now get our famous fish chicken and fries for just $1.99.
If it's time to do a little groundbreaking, don't go at it the old-fashioned way. Tear through it with a garden claw from Garden Weasel.
Just position it like this, and you'll be ready to cultivate, loosen, aerate, and weed.
The hardened steel tines rip through tough soil with just a twist of the Comfort Grip handles, even in heavy clay.
And it comes with a 100% lifetime guarantee.
So if you've got a tough job ahead of you, tear through it the easy way with the Garden Claw.
From Garden Weasel.
The Garden Claw is available at Kmart, Walgreens, Sears, and participating True Value Hardware. Makes a great gift.
Bottom of the 10th inning, tied at 8. 1 run will do it. And Ernie Johnson, why don't you see if you can get it?
Get it for everybody if we can. And this is David Justice leading it off. And one of the most remarkable comebacks of Atlanta Braves history, gotta be. Down 8-1, going to the bottom of the 9th and score 7 runs to make it an 8-8 game. Boskie, who started, pitched very well, not involved in a decision. Neither is Merker involved in a decision.
Well, we said going into the 9th, somebody will say, let's give them a finish. That's about as good a finish as you can give them.
Just incredible what's happened to baseball here in Atlanta since 1991. Games won with dramatic home runs, big rallies, small rallies. The Braves in the last 3 years have won more ball games than any other team in the National League. And they gave you an example of how they're able to rally in the bottom of the 9th. And you're so happy for Mordecai. First hit a homer. And Justice takes low from West.
It'll be a short night for him, even if hopefully the Braves can pull it out and win this one. But even if they don't, it's going to be a short night for him. He's going to be doing interviews till 1 a.m.
Justice hits it foul down the left side. It's an 8-8 game. They have 12 hits and the Braves have 10. The Phillies have made 1 error. Atlanta now with a chance to win their 20th ball game. They need a run here in the bottom of the 10th. West is a big guy. He's about 6'5". I guess that was outside. Justice had a base hit in the ninth.
West is out of the former Braves pitcher Terry Forster's school of conditioning.
Meal money is about $60 a day now. Driven foul down the left side. I believe a few years back, he might have been with the Mets. I'm not sure, but the Braves were interested in him.
He was originally in that Frank Viola trade, I think, that went over to Minnesota when Mets packaged a handful of young pitching prospects and sent them to Minnesota.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
Kevin Tapani, Rick Aguilera, who is now their premier closer. 3 of the principals involved.
A little bit high, 3-2.
Do you remember also there was all the rumors about Dale Murphy going to the Mets?
Oh, yeah.
And reportedly the holdup was that David West, they would not put West in the package. That rumor has been confirmed and denied about 12 or 14 times.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Hit foul out of play. Count stays 3-2. Once again, a 3-2 offering. Bouncing ball wide of first. Struck to his pitcher in time. That's 1 down. 1 down in the bottom half of the 10th. Speaking of Dale Murphy, he'll be honored here on June 13th. So mark it on your calendar. They're going to retire the big guy's number 3. Put it right up there alongside Hank Aaron, Phil Niekro, Eddie Matthews, and Warren Spahn.
Where it belongs.
Yes, sir. Here's Lemke, who hit a dramatic home run here over the weekend. Lemke knocked in a run in the 9th inning. And the first pitch to him was low. He's got a little more power right-handed. When Lemke homers, it's usually from the right side. O'Brien is on deck. What a night he's had. 3 hits, including a homer, 3 RBIs. Everybody chipped in the 9th inning. There were 8 hits in that inning. Levin went to bat. That is low, ball 3. Another bad one, the winning runs at first. Or as they say, the potential winning run. To me, it's still a winning run.
1 swing of the bat by Mordecai, obviously a big blow, Ernie, but 7 of those were singles. Kind of pecked him to death so you could get the big guy up there.
He had the green light on a 3-0, and he popped it up. Struck. 2 down. Bobby Cox let him swing away, figuring that if he got a pitch that he liked, he could hammer it. Here's Charlie O'Brien, who singled, homered, and doubled in 2. Several substitutes by the Phillies. Finds Quinlan in place of Hollins at 3rd. Duncan's still out there at short, Mordecai 2nd. Truck is at 1st now in place of Jordan. There's a high fly left. It's not going to carry. He just missed it. Thompson over, and we're going to go to the 11th inning as O'Brien flies to left. 1, 2, 3, you're out. We go to inning number 11. Braves 8, Phillies 8.
I know it's a kid's cereal, but I love Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. This is my story.
I used to go to secluded places so no one would discover me. I knew it was wrong, but I just couldn't help myself. That's when it happened.
Hey, what's going on in there? Luckily, he understood. How can I condemn a man for something I do myself?
You've got to admit, Frosted Flakes have the taste adults have grown to love. They're great.
If you're concerned about getting rid of weeds this way, try a better way. I'm Jim Martindale, here to introduce you to the Weed Popper. Place the Weed Popper next to a weed, step down, and the weed pops right out. The Weed Popper pulls weeds without kneeling, bending, and without chemicals that may be dangerous to our groundwater supply. The Weed Popper, with its 100% lifetime guarantee, pops weeds out as easy as 1, 2, 3.
The Weed Popper is available at True Value, Ace Hardware, Kmart, and Home Quarters. Makes a great gift for friends who garden.
There's your line score as we move to the top of the 11th inning. Tomorrow, we're on earlier. It's an afternoon game. The Phillies against the Braves at 12:35. Tomorrow, Thursday's off, and the Braves travel to New York. 11th inning. Here's Don.
I'll do the 11th. You do the 12th. I'll do the 13th. You do the 14th.
I don't know if both teams will run out of. Both teams will probably run out of players if we go that far.
Al Galima can do the 15th. Greg McMichael's still out there. It's going to be Dykstra and Duncan, the first two up here.
Out of the bullpen, Stanton hasn't been used yet. But just about everybody else in the bullpen has.
Merker started, Wohlers, Bedrosian, Hill, Bilecki, and now McMichael. Not a good night. Merker pitched well. Not a good night for Mark Wohlers. He was touched up pretty good in the 6th and 7th inning. Bedrosian gave up one, but Hill and Bilecki and McMichael have all pitched well.
Bobby, as we mentioned, Bobby was giving his pitchers an inning apiece to get them some work. Then all of a sudden, the explosion in the bottom half of the 9th inning.
First one to Dykstra outside, and it's 1-0. Dykstra double in the 3rd and scored. He triple in the 7th and scored. Sandwiched those in between 3 strikeouts. 1-1. Lemke positioned perfectly. First one is easy. 4-3 on the putout. That'll bring up Mariano Duncan.
Positioning is so important. If Lemke's not positioned right there, it's a base hit. If some ball club plays Dykstra the other way with a second sacker over towards second, just 5 feet, that's in right field for a base hit.
You know, this has got a chance of being the Phillies' 13th one-run ball game, Ernie. And for them, it has not been a good one. Duncan first pitch swinging. Can he get him? Lemke's there to throw to McMichael. Not in time. Good play by McGriff. Made that closer than it should have been. Look at the dive.
Duncan continues to hit that ball. It's his 3rd hit. McMichael got over there, but not quick enough. McGriff knocked it down. It took a while to get to Lemke, and that allowed the runner to get a good jump to first.
Here's what we're talking about. Look at all the one-run losses. The Dodgers with 9, the Angels with 8, San Diego with 7. If you're in California, you got a shot at a one-run loss. Philadelphia, 1-11 in the 12 one-run ball games they've been in to this point.
Don't you look at that as though, in a way, the bullpen hasn't held up. You can't blame it all on the bullpen because some of those losses come in a regular game, but every time I see a one-run loss, I wonder if the bullpen failed to hold it.
Well, they wanted to give Darren Dalton a night off, but not going to happen. Here he is right here. He's pinch hitting for West.
They've got a right-hander thrown.
First pitch to McMichael, a strike. And it's 0-1. This is the first time this year Dalton has come off the bench as a pinch hitter, hitting .301 for the year. 7 homers, 27 ribbies.
Williams is warming up. They just called him up.
We got to look at him last night. Briefly. 8 runs, 12 hits for the Phillies, 8-10-0 for the Braves. Ducking the runner at first. That's going to kick foul. 0-2.
This guy, Dalton, it's really a strange case. He signed a long time ago. He's 32 years old, but he didn't become a real good major leaguer until he was 30 years old. The last couple of years, he's knocked in over 100 runs. So he finally found himself, but it took a few years to do it.
And maybe a bump on the head, too. Remember, he was involved in that automobile accident with Dykstra.
Right? Realize, and they both could have been, they were severely injured. They both could have been killed. It was that serious an accident. Might have had some effect on the thinking after.
Perfect pitch. Good morning, good evening, good night. 1, 2, 3, U-turn. 2 outs in the 11th.
I think it's the outside corner, and it is. Good pitch. It's where it goes over the plate. It's not where they catch it.
That'll bring up Eisenreich. 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out to lead off the 9th inning. 2 outs. We're in the top of the 11th. We're tied at 8. On the ground, but Lemke's there. He'll take the short route to Mordecai. And again, McMichael comes through. The Phillies, no runs a hit, no errors, and 1 left. To the bottom of the 11th. Once again, 1 will do it.
How will the Braves make the next great play? Carefully. Casually. Considerately. Completely. When will you see the next great play?
The next great play is a pitch away.
The Atlanta Braves, all season on CBS.
I was born in a small town.
That's where my customers
are. Every day, important business takes place in towns all across the country. And every day, we're a part of it. We're in hundreds of towns like Opelika, Walnut, Hope.
The Northwest,
Southeast,
my territory.
Who would know better than Holiday Inn how to make your small town and big town meetings a big success?
Warm.
Welcoming.
Just like the town I was born in.
Like the town I was born in.
Holiday Inn. Stay with someone you know who really knows you.
Bottom of the 11th, tied at 8. If there's a conversation going on down there, Mike Stanton is talking to himself. He's the only one left in the bullpen. And the next left-handed hitter to come off the bench will be Tom Glavine. The Braves have used 14 regular players.
Well, we got a moment. We're going to flash these National League scores to you. Giants lost to Colorado, and Florida beat Pittsburgh 1-0. They got some good pitching. New York by 1 over Montreal, and 6-6 in St. Louis with the Cubs. Dodgers leading 1-0. Cincinnati leading 3-0 over San Diego.
Good pitcher, right-hander Mike Williams. You got to look at him last night. This is his 4th ball game, a .450 earned run average. League hitting .267 against him. And already a hero to the remaining crowd. Mike Mordecai will greet him. Takes ball 1 outside. Mordecai, Pacoda, then the top of the order, Deion Sanders. It's a night Mike Mordecai will long remember. 2-0 the count.
Mordecai was hitting .300 when they called him up from Richmond.
There's ball 3. Any way to get on. Bill Pacoda waits on deck. 3 balls, no strikes. 4 in a row, wide of the strike zone, and Mordecai trots to first. Pretty good chance Pacoda will be asked to sacrifice him over.
Yeah, it's a must situation. He's got to get a bunt down, and they're looking for it. And he handles the bed well. Sanders is on deck.
Quinlan in even with the bag at third. Creeps in as Williams comes set. snap throw to first. That was not trying to pick off Mordecai. He was just trying to see if Pacoda would tip his intentions. He's bunting. It's a hard one. Struck. Misses the tag, but the sacrifice works. 3-4 on the putout. A sacrifice for Pacoda. And the winning run 180 feet away. Deion Sanders to the plate, but I'll bet you the ranch he's going to get a free ticket.
Yeah, they'll probably walk him. Gallagher on deck, and if they walk Deion, they're looking for a righty against a righty combination, a possible double play.
It's going to be an intentional walk. First one is outside, 1-0. The Braves have no regulars, none of the 8 position players left. The Phillies have 1.
Glavin's got a bat.
There you are. Your first bench hitter coming off the bench, Tom Glavine. Gallagher's the hitter. Stanton throwing in the bullpen. McMichael's spot due up next. One swing of the bat, a base hit by Gallagher, and it's all academic. Good speed at second and at first. Breaking ball strike, 0-1. Gallagher grounded to third, his only other time up. Phillies play the infield back double play depth. 0-2.
Oh, he nailed that one right on the outside corner.
So Gallagher in a hole, 0-2, chokes up on the bat handle a little. He's looking just to keep it out of that catcher's mitt and put it in play. Perfect pitch. What a good little bit of pitching there by Mike Williams. Paints the outside corner twice, the inside corner for strike 3.
It was a strike. Inside corner around the knees. Now here comes Glavine with a chance to win it.
Well, we've been telling you, if you've listened to us for the last couple of years, that these Braves starting pitchers can do it all, and Glavine's going to try to prove it. Avery and Smoltz working on getting over being overlooked for Glavine. The first pitch to Tom outside, it's 1-0. Mordecai at second, Deion Sanders at first, the outfield in close for Glavine. Ball 2 misses upstairs. Mike Mordecai at second is getting one heck of a lead, is moving because the infield in close. It's going to take something not hit right at an outfielder for it not to be a close play. Thompson in left in shallow, Dykstra shallow in right and left center field, and Eisenreich not too deep in right. 2-1 to count to Glavine. Ball 3. Jimmy Williams passing on the signs to Tom Glavine. Mike Williams might think right here with the pitcher up, I'm going to put one in there. He does, just above the knees on a loaded pull. Advantage for Mordecai and Deion Sanders. 3 and 2. They'll both be on the move. There's Sanders at first. Mordecai in your screen at second. The payoff pitch to Glavine. Foul tip into the mitt of Todd Pratt. So Mike Williams pitches himself in and out of a jam. The Braves come up empty. We're going to go to the 12th. Still tied at 8. There, the Phillies 8-12-1, the Braves 8-10-0. Mike Stanton is going to come on to pitch. And once again, we're going to give Ernie Johnson a shot at getting this baby over with. Take her away, Ernie.
Thanks, Sud. Kind of depleted our bullpen, to say the least. Stanton is the last one. Merker started, and it's Bowlers, Bedrosian, Hill, Galecki, McMichael, and now Stanton. Scorebook looks like a chicken walked over it. I'll tell you.
And you folks who turned it off when it was 8-1 and just flicked it back on to see what the movie was, surprise!
I talked to a fan one day, and he said, you know where I was when the Braves, this was a game last year, when the Braves rallied to win in the ninth with 3 or 4 runs? I said, where were you? He said, in a parking lot. It was the worst feeling I've ever had. And there were a lot of people today that were heading out, and understandably so. Down 8-1. Jim Fregosi gave some of his regulars the rest of the night off. Bobby Cox used some pitchers an inning apiece to get them some work. And then the roof fell in on Philadelphia in the bottom of the ninth, and now we're in the 12th. And Stanton is the pitcher, and Thompson's the batter, and here's the first pitch. Fastball up just a bit. Thompson struck out the first time up. There's a fastball over. Yeah, that was unusual. The ninth inning, there was not an error. There was not a walk in the inning. 2-1.
And only 1 extra base hit.
That one went about 370. Breaking ball, and Stanton evens it up 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's a foul past third, and Larry Baugh, one of the slick infielders. Boy, wasn't he a good shortstop?
Oh, he could play some shortstop.
Baugh would play the whole season. He had some seasons at short where he'd play over 150 games and make 6 errors, 7 errors. It's unheard of today. Tough play. He's out. Mordecai is playing some short, folks. He hit the home run, and he glides around out there like he's been there forever.
All-out effort by Stanton trying to get this. Maybe a good thing he didn't. I don't know if he could have thrown him out. But Mordecai on the run. A good, strong arm. Thompson can fly. Gets him by a half a step. How about Mordecai? A lot of guys come up their first major league hits, or blooper or bleeder or something like that. Boy, his will be 1E, and the Braves will remember for a long time.
There's a liner to left for a base hit by Quinlan. So they've got the go-ahead run at first with only 1 out. He's been up twice and singled once. Now Pratt. Pratt has been up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times without a hit. He struck out 4 times. I really don't like those odds. He's batting 188. Lightning comes from strange places sometimes. A runner at first with 1 out. Hello from Stanton. If you didn't hear, the Hawks lost tonight to the Indiana Pacers at the Omni. They'll play again on Thursday, and there are plenty of tickets left. Throw to first, and almost got Quinlan.
I wonder if he was going because, boy, if that throw is 4 inches lower, he's a dead duck.
All the way around trying to hit that out of the park. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Been an interesting night for Jerry Lane down at first. He's got that close call. He had the weird call for Duncan, and he got nailed by a line drive. He'll be glad to see this night get over.
Pop foul off to the right. He was late on the fastball. Stanton can get it up there about 90 miles an hour. As a breaking ball, also has worked on the changeup this year. 1-2. The Braves would like a grounder out of the catcher. There's a throw to first and a runner's back.
That's Jeff Kellogg down at first, but Jerry Lane calling the balls and strikes. He'd be glad to get the night over with, too.
It is the 12th inning, Scott.
We got another game coming up right after this one.
Just outside. I'll be working in place of Pete tomorrow, and then Pete will be back for the rest of the year. I think I can manage 3 games in a row. That's a pretty tall order. Fort South is once a week, and all the cake you can eat. Here's a line drive foul down the right side. The Braves go to New York for their first visit, playing there on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then go to Cincinnati, followed by Colorado.
Long road trip, 9 games, 10 days. Be off there coming in Cincinnati.
And later on in August, I believe, July and August, you do the same trip. Foul away.
And might throw in Chicago in it in August. It's a long one.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
Look at it like this, Ernie. We got a 12:35 game tomorrow, but
Thursday's off.
You and I don't have to do a pregame show on radio.
Had Steve Avery on tonight. And his son Evan was doing fine, and Heather's doing fine. And everyone knows how well Avery's been doing. He won again last night. He's a more relaxed young man. He's going home tomorrow. See the family. 3-2. Little pop foul, going to be out of play. Runner going, of course. It's almost automatic now. Even with 1 out, they send a runner. He can run it all. Strike him out, throw him out sometimes is the order of the day.
That's a double play, too, and the Braves would take that.
3-2, he's going. He pops it foul, out of play. I'll tell you one thing, Quinlan running from first. Better start taking off. He was kind of jogging and looking that time. Of course, always a danger of a double play on a line drive. 3-2. Coming. Ball 4. Braves in trouble. Go-ahead runs at second with 1 out. A walk to Pratt. Here's a little pesky hitter, Morandini. Mickey Morandini has been up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, has an intentional pass to show for it. And you know who's batting 9th right now, John Kruk.
Morandini has handled Stanton well. 2 out of 3. One of those 2 hits earned an inside the park homer.
Strike on a fastball. If some of you fans did go out and walk the dog and just came back and wonder why we're still on the air, the Braves rallied for 7 runs in the bottom of the 9th to tie this game. Bouncing ball foul up by Fred McGriff. We were saddened to hear of the death of Ed Richards back in Brattleboro. We want to pass along our sympathies to Bobby and the children. Ed was a big Braves fan and a very pillar of strength in the old hometown. We got 2 on. 1 out. And Stanton with an 0-2. Here it comes. Outside. Nice play by Charlie.
Stanton seems to have cut down on his delivery some, Ernie. It's not as big, as erratic, and as animated as before. And it also looks like by doing that, with a little less effort, a little more life on the end of his delivery, he's getting more liveliness on his fastball.
They change, and it's just fouled away, 1-2. I think some fans tend to forget that he had 27 saves at the beginning of last year.
Right, see how much more compact. Remember last year, he jerked that right leg up in a hurry, and very animated delivery, much more under control this year.
Count still 1-2, and the pitch. Foul away. This guy doesn't strike out that much. Little pesky hitters that try to just lay the bat on the ball are sometimes your toughest outs.
Morandini with 2 strikeouts in 50-something ABs, so you're right.
He usually hits it somewhere. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled it away. Just got a piece of it. Goes over to John Kruk, who flips it into the seats. Picks up a couple of votes.
What was the description used about a guy like him? He's like a mosquito in the night. You can hear him. He bites you, but you can't slap him.
I bet you hated to pitch to those little singles.
Oh, man. Give me a guy who would swing from his fanny.
Sure. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He just missed 2-2. Stanton has walked 1 in this inning, gave up a base hit.
Normally you feel like you get a guy with 2 strikes, you have to make 1 out pitch, Ernie, but with a guy like this, you may have to make a half a dozen out pitches, and how many times are you able to do that?
And he fouls a lot of them off. The 2-2 pitch. Low, 3-2. Now they might send him again because Morandini doesn't strike out much. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Stanton's got to get it over, and he knows it. 3-2, they're not going. He pops him up behind third, and it should be caught. Infield fly roll. Dakota takes care of it. Round number 2. Now one of the bad news bears, John Kruk. Last time up, he grounded out.
Oh, like the House of David. Do you remember them?
Oh, yes. They used to come through Vermont, play. Had the beards and everything. Most of them were ex-professionals or semi-pro players, and they could play. Had the big beard. You think John on that team? Curveball a little bit low. 1-0. 2 on. Kruk, an outstanding hitter, batting .299. And Stanton pitches. 1 on, driven toward left, should be caught, and it is caught. Round number 3. Can the Braves win at the bottom of the 12th? We'll know in a moment. He's held on. Beautiful. I'll tell you, there's still about 10,000 people there. The crowd was over 40. It was like 47,000.
This group may be having more fun than the 47,000 did earlier.
They were here to see it. The great rally of 94 to this point. 7 in the 9th to tie it. And Fred McGriff will lead it off. The Braves got some hitters coming up. McGriff, Justice, and Lemke against Mike Williams, who was shaky in the 11th, but he got out of it, so you got to give him credit. He walked 2, but struck out 2. One of the walks intentional. McGriff has a base hit back in the 9th inning when the Braves had 8 hits in the inning. And the first pitch to him was high and away. McGriff had a very poor spring training, and I'm sure no one even remembers it because he came into this game batting .294. Popped up over by their dugout, and I think it's going to come on back, and it is. They're out number 1 as Quinlan makes the catch. 1 down.
What Williams is doing is kind of defying conventional logic, Ernie. Normally they teach you if you're in a situation where one pitch can beat you, take half of the ballpark out of play, and usually that's the full half. So for McGriff, it wouldn't be pitch him inside, but he's been doing that to all of those guys and been making good pitches in there, jamming them because they're trying to get the head of the bat out, trying to win it with one swing. Some gutsy pitching by Wheel.
His second appearance in 2 days. They just call him up for the minors, where he is not pitching that well, but he's pitching okay here. Here's Justice taking a pitch inside. Justice had a base hit in the 9th inning. Just about everybody did that batted. The 1-0. A little bit low. Lemke on deck. The Braves had 6 straight hits in that 9th inning before anybody was retired. 3-0. Another bad one on the potential winners at first.
Green light this time, Ernie, or do you have him take one?
Go ahead and swing. 3 balls, no strikes. High ball 4. We'll never know. It's a walk. There's the old saying, a walk is as good as a hit. That's what we say in Little League. Here's Lemke. O'Brien is on deck. Charlie's had a good night with 3 hits, including a homer. Lemke knocked in a run in the 9th. He knocked in 2 yesterday in a game the Braves won 7-2. It was a cakewalk for Atlanta, and this was a cakewalk for Philadelphia until the bottom of the 9th. Fastball strike, 0-1. Jimmy Williams flashing all kinds of signs.
And one of them might mean something.
I don't know if they'd play hit and run here. 0-1. There he goes, and a swing and a miss and a throw and an out. They played hit and run, and the pitch was outside, and Lemke couldn't reach it. And cut down stealing was David Justice. Good throw by Pratt. 2-6 on the caught stealing. Now Lemke with a count of 0-2.
Sometimes that turns out to be a real boost for the defense. When you get it out like that.
1 ball, 2 strikes. He missed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
How many times have you seen it, Ernie, when a guy gets a base hit, he goes out and plays better defense, and sometimes a good defensive play like that fires up the guys on the offense.
Takes them out of that hole they're in.
Right.
2-2. Hit hard. Base hit right. So Lemke keeps it alive with a single to right. His second hit of the night. Here's Charlie O'Brien. Mordecai is on deck. If you didn't hear, in that 9th inning, Mordecai got his first major league hit, and what was it? A 3-run dinger. 3-run home run. First major league hit. Pitch to Charles is down and away.
Does it look like to you Charlie O'Brien has moved up a little bit closer on the plate for this at-bat? You see what he's done tonight, a good night? But it's almost like he's inviting Williams to come inside.
Regarding the line at third, there's a strike on the outside corner. O'Brien in that 9th inning doubled in 2 runs. He has 3 RBIs. He homered in the 5th. That was the only run the Braves had until the bottom of the 9th. The homer by O'Brien.
And it came off of a high inside fastball from Boskie. I think he wants him to try to pitch him in.
You know, Boskie's got to wonder if he's ever going to win a game.
Can't pitch any better than he did for the first 8.
He pitched very well. He left. It was 8-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just a little bit low.
Boy, an 8-1 lead. You got to go in and pop open a tall iced tea and stick your feet in a whirlpool and think you got it. Oh, sure. I've made.
You're going to be dancing out there. You know, I'm home free. Right. It's weak a little bit here, and I can't get him out. But, you know, we're still going to win. 2-1 pitch. Hit out towards second. And the inning is over, and we have played 12. Thank you for joining us. Finale of this 3-game set, Phillies and the Braves, and we'll be on the air at 12:35. There's Carter. He's the last pitcher in the Philadelphia bullpen.
It's a very secure Braves bullpen because only security is there.
Ed West looked like the Maytag service manager. Here's John Sherholz. He's got to be happy with this comeback. Okay, 13th inning. We're ready to go.
Thank you, sir. Top of the order, Dykstra, Duncan, and Jordan. And there's not going to be any quick stuff going on here because we go to page 2 for the night. That means you got to go over there and write them down in order. Flip back to the other page and flip back over there.
Boy, got it tough, huh? What a life, broadcasting. License to steal.
Greatest job in the world. You have to wonder right there. John's supposed to say, listen, Tom, if you hit the ball in the outfield, we're on our way home now. I could probably go by and hit some balls in the morning on the way to the park, but no. Here we are. By the way, the guy there with the deficiency of hair, Jeff Porter.
That's the Pete Van Wieren hairdo.
He's the next guy out of the dugout if we have to use another player. Dykstra to lead it off. It's Mike Stanton still out there for the Braves. First pitch missing, and it's 1-0. Stanton could be out there for the duration. To right center field, long run for Deion Sanders. He's got a good jump on it. He was positioned in the right spot, got himself a good jump. That's a long, noisy out.
When it left the bat, I had visions of extra bases, but Deion got that speed that you need to play center field and made a really easy catch out of a ball that was hit hard.
There's Duncan. He's had a pretty eventful night. Slide to center. We're not sure what he did at first, but he was out. First pitch swinging back our way, and 0-1. Grounded into a double play. Single in the 7th, single in the 8th, and single in the 11th. Single in the 13th. 4 hits for Duncan. And the Phillies not going without a fight. It's going to be Mike Williams coming up and batting now. Similar situation for the Phils. They have Kim Batiste left on the bench. They have Andy Carter left in the bullpen. With 1 out, the Braves are thinking that Williams is going to be called on the bunt. And he is. Kicks it high, 1-0. Eisenreich on deck.
Give him a high fastball, and he might pop it up.
That's a good bunt. McGriff will let it roll foul, though. That looked like it was going to be a tough play for McGriff, but a little side spin on it kicked it into foul territory.
French cool. You know, some young kids might have grabbed that right away and tried to make the play. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to make the pitcher bunt again and hopefully strike out. And the roll just took it over the line. A little nerve-wracking. I don't know if I'm going to let that thing roll.
That would look like it was going to stop on the grass. 1-1 to Williams. Pacote way in on the grass at third. McGriff will charge after the pitch. 2-1. You know, 100 years from now, when they open that time capsule and that scorebook of yours comes out of there, it's going to look like a nuclear formula. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Williams.
I'll just put at the top, Braves scored 7 in the 9th.
The top secret up there, that will get him.
Still hard to believe. But this is the most unpredictable game in the world. There's that high fastball, but he missed.
3-2. Stanton may have overthrown that one a little. Boy, Gene Mock used to say, and it drove him absolutely nuts. If they're going to give you an out, take one. You may not get the front one, but if they're just saying, we are willing to let you have an out, so you're a dummy if you don't take it. Bo and Williams will confer to make sure.
He's a good baseball man, wasn't he, Gene Mock?
I learned more from him sitting around talking baseball. From him and Bob Boone. They used to have some great conversations. Having Boone there was like having another manager. And there was a lot of knowledge there. He's swinging. Strike him out, throw him out. Will it work? Yes? No? A couple of good slides at second. One of them got Duncan in there. The other got Paul Runge out of position to make the call.
Paul Runge moving a little quicker than usual, slipped. And we look at this again. I thought he was out. Look it. Oh, I thought he was out. That picture, the playback, he has the ball and glove right there waiting for him.
And chances are, if Paul Runge keeps his footing, that out call is made, but we give Paul a 9.7 on the slide and a 3.8 on the call. Here's Eisenreich. First one inside, it's 1-0. If Eisenreich makes it out, it's no big deal. But if he hits a blooper here, then that call is a big one. Maybe it won't be a big deal. Here comes Gallagher. That'll do it. Nice play by Gallagher. The Phillies get a base runner, leave him standing. We head to the bottom of the 13th. Once again, I remind you, one will do it. I'm taking breakfast orders. What would you like for yours?
I like some egg beaters with some grits.
You're in there, big boy.
Okay.
Bottom of the 13th. First 3 due up, according to my hand scratching. That's their version of the surfing bird. It was a big hit back when Ernie and I were kids. According to my calculations, it's going to be Mordecai, Pacoden in the top of the order. Feel free to object if that's not right. Phone in anytime. Mike Mordecai already getting a hero's welcome here from one swing of the bat. He made this free baseball possible. 1 out of 2. It was a 3-run homer. Phillies guard the line. Did he go around? Yes, he must have. It's a strike. The count 0-1.
It's tougher to pitch relief on the road. You got to get him out twice as many times.
To left field, but this one is going to stay in the yard. Got under it just a little bit. 1 out in the 13th. What's the longest you ever went in relief?
Well, as a middle reliever, I relieved in the first inning a couple of times with 1 out and pitched the rest of the ball game. But that's what's different. You stayed in the game as long as you were pitching well. They didn't bring somebody in to pitch the 9th inning. That's a big difference, really, in baseball today than it was in the 50s.
Coda takes one upstairs, 1-0. I was in the Basin League in 1964 playing for Sioux Falls. Joe Justice from Rollins College was the manager there. 2-0 to Pagoda. And I was a short reliever, a closer. And I were playing a game, and it's the 7th inning, and Joe Justice says, get 9 outs and pick yourself up an easy win. So, foul back. It's
2 hours later.
No, we won it in the bottom of the 9th inning. 10 innings of short relief. So much for that short relief throw.
The game hasn't changed really that much. The relief pitching a little different. Uniforms fit today.
13 innings it was of short relief. To right field. That's going to get in. Pacoda stops with one. Well, there's a start. Pacoda's got the base hit. And there may not be too many people in sports who like center stage any better than the man coming up right now.
He's been a good hitter with runners on base. He was walked the last time up. Deion had a hit in the ninth inning.
And we're talking about Deion Sanders. Hit number 12 for the Braves, 14 for the Phillies. We're tied at 8. Pacoda the runner. And the first pitch down low, 1-0.
A lot of young people still out here, and right behind home plate, they're chopping away. And most of the people in the field level standing rather than sitting. They're like they're at a soccer game in England.
Good size lead by Pacoda at first. 1-0 to Deion Sanders. Pratt and Williams are going to have a small convocation on the mound.
Williams is pitching in his third inning, so each inning he survives out there. He's got to get these guys out twice for every time his team bats. It's a lot easier pitching when you're the home relief pitcher. Sometimes you go in there and throw one pitch and get somebody out, and your team scores some runs, and you get a win. But every inning that he pitches, he's probably going to get better confidence-wise.
The 1-0 to Deion Sanders on the corner. Good pitch. 1-1. The outfield has Thompson in left, Dykstra in center, Eisenreich in right field. Quinlan, Duncan, Morandini, and Truck make up the infield. It's still Pratt. It's been a long night for Todd Pratt behind home plate. Two balls and one strike to Deion Sanders. Over on the banks of the Mississippi, there is another. Are they in Wrigley now? The Cubs and the Cardinals going to the 11th. Off the end of the bat, late break by Dykstra. Did not catch it. Step on the bag. He did not catch it. Paul Runge not in position to make that call, but Dana DeMuth at third did.
This is a great trap by Dykstra. Watch it hit the ground first. And he trapped it. Great effort to make the play. If it bounces past his glove, the Braves are going to have a runner at third.
Caught up in no man's land was Bill Pacoda. He was almost all the way to second and was screaming for somebody to make a call to let him know. That's some good base running by Pacoda. Here's Gallagher. Pacoda at second, Sanders at first. Ground ball could be two. Duncan to Morandini, Morandini to first, double dip. Rally killer, pitcher's best friend. We head to the 14th. Still snowmen on the board, 8-8. On the pitching there. I would imagine, since it was a 12:40 game, that Greg Maddox has gone home and is probably in bed, so unless he hopped in his car and came back, I would also guess John Smoltz would be the first candidate to crank it up if it got down to it and Stanton was out of there.
I think he'd have to be. Glavine is out of the game. He pinch hit. Avery pitched yesterday, and we're down to John Smoltz. He would be the logical choice to go in and pitch an inning or two.
If it so dictates.
Yeah.
Mike Stanton has thrown it well. We move to the 14th. Are you up for an inning,
Oh,
Arnie?
I'm ready to go.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you do this inning, because I have been sitting here as long as I can. I'm going to take a little stroll down the hall.
Say hi.
To visit that youngster. I'll be back.
Okay. Stanton was in the on-deck circle when that double play ball was hit, so he will probably lead it off, but his first job is to get the Phillies out here in the top half of the 14th inning. Milt Thompson is the batter. He's been up a couple of times. Struck out and grounded out. Incaviglia started in left field. Had a grand slam homer and a single. Fouled out and struck out.